Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Indexer Office Hours. Today is the 26th of September, and this is IOH 126. Welcome. If you're new to Indexer Office Hours, and yet again, I see new faces. It's great to see every week we're having new faces come through to the call. That's fantastic to see. This is the town square for graph ecosystem participants to come together and to discuss the most important and relevant topics for indexers. This is the conversation. We love participation. Today's conversation is going to be very back and forth. And so if you'd like to participate, please get involved via voice. You can go ahead and unmute your mic. And if you're having any challenges with that, let me know and I'll try to get you sorted out. And then as you can see in the to the right of your screen, you have a chat box where you can type and join the conversation there. Just as a reminder, this session is recorded and will be posted onto public channels like YouTube. So if you're concerned about privacy, please bear that in mind. And with that, let's get into today's exciting agenda. So we do a shout out every opening remark, and today's no different. This one actually is a special one because hopefully the main man isn't here right now. Pedro was interviewed by Nick for 𝗨𝗀𝗃𝗃. Pedro, are you here? Yeah, the GOAT, exactly. So many of you may already know, well, I'm sure you already know Pedro. He's been quite vocal and active in the ecosystem. Are you here, Pedro? Maybe you could say a few words to your episode. Just give a shout out to Nick and that kind of jazz.
Yeah, I actually just joined like 1 second ago. Very cool. Thanks for bringing it up, Abel. It was, as always, Nick does a great job. We all listen to the podcast, so we all know how much of a good job he does there. And I got the chance to be on the other side and participate now and not just be a listener. So I had a great time. I hope you enjoy the episode if that's useful to you. You can always reach out to me if you want to know more. And I don't know about you, but I also want to see Nick on the other side. I'm just putting it out there. Someone should interview Nick or some bot, some AI system. I don't know how it would work, but I'd love to hear from Nick. But yeah, anyway, thanks for having me, Nick. Big red button. I loved it. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Nick.
Wonderful. I'm not sure. Is it? I think it's on my side that it was a bit choppy there at the end. But yeah, I got that there. Thank you for giving us a shout out there. And yeah, I too would love to hear Nick on the other side. I think that'd be really cool. Thank you for posting the link. I'm guessing that's a no. That was hilarious. The soundboard is incredible. It makes the call a lot more entertaining. Thank you for posting the link there, Juan, to the 𝗨𝗃𝗃𝗃 episode and to the agenda there. Fantastic. So that's the shout out for the opening remarks. And with that, I'll hand over to Anna, who's going to take us into our regularly scheduled Repo Watch.
Thank you, Abel. Hello, everyone. This week we have quite a few new releases, but they're mostly small because they relate to the new to the updates of the 𝗨𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃 chain fix that was supposed to be released a couple of weeks ago, and now it will be re-released on the 28th. So on execution layer clients, we have had Nethermind version 1.20.4 with the 𝗨𝗀𝗃𝗃 updates, with Genesis updated. On Avalanche, we have had 2 releases, so version 1.10.10 and 1.10.11, both containing small fixes. On Heimdall, we have had a new release containing several bug fixes and minor improvements. What you need to know about this release is that it contains a new hard fork called 𝗨𝗨𝗃𝗃, which will activate milestone on Polygon POS chain, which will bring faster and deterministic finality. That's all on the execution layer client. On consensus layer clients, we have had Prism version 4.1.0 Alpha 1. Again, includes supports for 𝗨𝗀𝗂𝗧 updates. Same with 𝗨𝘀𝗃𝗂 version 23.9.1. Also Nimbus 23.9.1 and Lighthouse 4.5.0, all containing support with the Genesis update for 𝗨𝗂𝗧. And we have had a new release on Subgraph Radio. This is an alpha release 0.1.8 alpha with an option for daily notifications. And that is it. Any comments from anyone? Has anyone come across? There will be a new Eragon release coming this week for 𝗨𝗂𝗧 as well. Awesome. And we're also on Launchpad. We are working on a it 𝗨𝗧𝗂 namespace, but it has to be properly tested before we release it to everyone. And we haven't been able to release it because of 𝗨𝗪𝗂𝗧𝗂. But that's it. Over to you, Juan.
Okay, let's go.
There we go, Nick. Hope you enjoyed. Cool.
That was great.
Getting into Protocol Watch, we have a few things to cover. First of all, forum governance. The first one is add support for Sora network. There was a question by Matthew about a question that was actually asked by a few indexers here and there regarding docs to be able to run Sora network because it's quite important for any new chain to be able to be run by indexers. Otherwise, it's it's not really useful if we add another chain that it's not being able to be run by indexers. Next up, we have enhancing the graph operations with Syncboat. There was a bump to this discussion, so if anyone's interested in the discussion, please go ahead and give your feedback. Next up, 𝗨𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 bonding replacing bonding curves with indexing fees. There's a lot of discussion going on there. So hopefully, if anyone's interested in the discussion, which is quite heated, hopefully there was a little bit of a misunderstanding and nothing. No one got hurt. No one's feelings got hurt because it's quite difficult to discuss quite deep technical stuff through forums instead of like in person. So yeah, it's not. I would assume Justin wasn't trying to be elitist or anything. It might have come across like that. He's a cool dude, so. Hopefully it was just that he already was sorry. So yeah, I mean, discussions are good, just no one's here to bash anyone else, so it's just technical discussion. But anyways, if you're into the discussion, there's a lot of discussions going on there, quite interesting to be honest. And again, join the forums and please give your feedback there. Yeah, totally, Pedro. Totally, Pablo. I mean, forum research next. One of the threads that's going on there with also a little bit of discussion and questions is the integrity of data may be open to question. This is due to a subgraph, an indexer showcasing that a subgraph has issues with determinism. Some subgraphs can be non-deterministic if they have some features. So I think you, Alex, or Payne, was actually asking those questions, whether this is just a case of non-determinism in the subgraph itself, or whether it's something related to graph node or something else. Then there's an update in Geo September 2023 update, mainly regarding a question about how they can help. I think it's called We Love SF for San Francisco. So if you're interested in that organization or anything, you can also join the discussion. Next up in the contracts, there was one fix. There's a PR for a fix for the delegation tokens locked until in the code. There's a comment that's not correct, so it's just a basically aesthetic fix. Next up for the network subgraphs, we don't have any new releases since last IOH. Just as a reminder, last IOH we had the analytics subgraph for Arbitrum update, mainly to performance. But this week we don't have anything else that we need to add. So that's pretty much it for Protocol Watch. So I'm going to be handing over to Abel now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Juan. And thank you so much, Anna, for your sections there. So I would like to hand it over to Pedro, who would like to speak about the CIP process as well as BSC, and I'll let him explain what the CIP process is and how it works. I love that.
I've been intimidating, but okay. Feels like I'm going on stage.
You are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Virtual on stage. Yeah, I did talk about the CIP process before. I'm going to share some links here in Discord. It's acronyms. I know there's this BSC now. So I just wanted to ask, like, you've seen Zora on the forum. There was the first team who wrote the forum thread. They are seeking protocol support. There are other teams chasing the same. That we've been working with a few, but they haven't yet written in the forum. Hopefully, they will do it soon. But in the meantime, I've been wanting to ask I wanted to hear from the Indexer community what you folks think about BSC, because they may not, like the Binance community might not write the actual forum thread or start the process themselves, but we, the foundation, might do it in their behalf. From past conversations during MIPS, I understand it's a big lift and it's a huge change, but this was a couple of months ago. So I just wanted to hear from you folks, how many of you are running it, if you think that's feasible or not, and just because Vince is saying, although lots of traffic, that's what we've been seeing on the hosted service. So hence the interest on getting out to the network ASAP. So any comments on there? Maybe you can put up a poll. And Kyle is also saying yes a lot. Let me try to put up a poll here so you guys can vote.
Paolo, I think your microphone is unmuted.
Oh, interesting. The fun module is disabled in this server. I couldn't create a poll. Maybe just a message with React. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
post
probably
it,
easier.
Abel, and I'll post it, and we can continue with the other topics. Maybe I can. I'll see what people vote, and maybe can get back to this topic. But if anyone has something to say about it, I'll be glad to hear as well.
Gotcha. So I'll leave you to do that, and we'll go on to the next topic there. So I would like to bring onto virtual stage, Kyle, who is here with us today to talk to us about the L2 migration. So without further ado, Kyle, feel free to take it away.
Sure. As opposed to presenting, it could be more like a Q&A, but I heard recently there might have been some confusion about the progress of going to Arbitrum from Ethereum, as well as net new subgraphs going directly to Arbitrum. And luckily we get to see it kind of day in, day out. We're working with these projects day and night and see every success, but we also get to see the raw data. And so happy to dive in deeply and answer any questions ad hoc. But I think some of the biggest questions were around how many active subgraphs there are and what kind of query fees we're seeing across both as a split. And I'll give some context there, but let's say, just looking at most recent data we have in a superset that got built recently by data science, there's 81 subgraphs on Arbitrum with 1,000 daily queries or more versus 199 on Ethereum. So it's almost at 50%. And this is versus last quarter that was, I think it was 15% at the time. And so it's speeding up for sure. But then you look at the query fees in general. The query fees are almost exactly the same. So that's because the Velas, the Radiants, the 1 million plus daily vols are on Arbitrum. And the biggest ones that have gone recently have gone to Arbitrum. And that's why query fees are higher, even though the number of subgraphs are lower. But, that's just two aspects of what obviously indexers would look at, because query fees, are important, going to be important long term, but a big part of it is indexing rewards. And when you look at, I don't have the indexing rewards amounts for each chain, for each layer 1 versus layer 2 right now, but when you look at just total indexer and delegator stake on Arbitrum, it's only about 16.7% versus Ethereum's opposite of that out of 100. And the curation stake is over 25%. So naturally, there's a disparity there. And maybe in the future, I can pop on and give some more indexing rewards. Data science is still building that out. So I can't query that right now unless I were to go manually look at it. So it seems, and obviously everyone sees kind of the APY that other indexers can be doing on Arbitrum, which the APY is pretty incredible right now, as there's only, I think, 67 indexers on Arbitrum and close to 170 on Ethereum. And the biggest, naturally, the biggest subgraphs of the most curation are on Ethereum because they're legacy with 100,000, 150,000. But some of those aren't used in prod, so they're just kind of indexing reward machines, and the ones used in prod are across both. So happy to dive in. I see there are some questions in here. Vince, was this to me? Can we turn off hosted? Or maybe somebody can just pop out any questions you have, whether you asked it in here, or whatever's on your minds. Happy to kind of take you through what we see on a day in, day out basis.
I see Vince typing, but I'm assuming that may have been, for you or anyone else who can answer that. Feel free to answer it if you know.
So can we turn off hosted on some existing chains to give indexers more CapEx? So when you think of what, has everyone, it's public now, has everyone seen the GIP on the upgrade indexer? Has anyone not? It's public, so we can talk about it. Pedro, have you mentioned that in here? Yeah, it seems like some people know. But what's going to happen, or at least the idea in place, is the upgrade indexer will move hosted infrastructure over to the network and bootstrap what's on hosted for all of you to come in and be able to serve query fees until the Graph Council approves indexing rewards, and then you can obviously get indexing rewards there. But what's exciting about that is it won't be siloed on hosted service. It'll be open pretty much immediately to any indexer that wants to spin up a node. If you're already running one, great. And then you can start serving and getting query fees right away. Thanks to Payne and others who gave a lot of feedback on this, making sure that, we're most importantly, like the most important thing to the graph technology, I'd say, are you all, the indexers. Like you are truly the backbone, and I think everyone knows that. So it's like making sure you all get what you need. If you have recommendations, either flow them to Payne so he can get them to us, or like Payne, that subgraph list idea. Let's push that idea, right? Getting you all the most information you can to be as successful as you can. So let's either dive in on that, or happy to answer any questions on Arbitrum versus Ethereum, or just talk to you about how good and crazy life is. Yes, not a GIP, I guess, but that's exactly what I meant.
Fantastic. Thanks for confirming. Cool. Well, any more questions? Because this is a fantastic opportunity to chat with Kyle. We've also got Pablo in here as well. Fire away. We'd love, as just to kind of echo what Carl said, we'd love to clear up any confusion, as this is a very important migration, and we want to make sure it goes as smoothly as possible. So fire away, and hopefully we can answer some questions. Oh, really? Oh, fantastic. Well, welcome, Kyle, thank you for being here. Great to have you on.
Yeah, for sure. Happy to come on at any time, and even just to give updated info. But either way, things are exciting. Things move fast. Hopefully, we can make it move even faster. Layer 2 transfer tools has gotten a slow start on subgraphs, but things are. I think it was always going to be indexers moving first, so that you all have capacity to serve it, because quality of service is really paramount there to make everything a success.
Great success.
Well done. Welcome. How do you pronounce your name? I don't want to butcher it, but welcome from Protofy. It's great to see new faces and have new speakers as well. Always gratifying. Cool. We've got Pedro typing, Nick as well. More questions welcome. So please fire away if you have any. Okay. It seems like Pedro has been able to get that that comment there. So please do vote if you'd like to support the BNB chain subgraphs on mainnet. And I'll also post this again. It's already been posted, but it's worth mentioning again if you want to keep up to date with the latest activity with the transition. This is the best place to go.
Abel, I think it might be worth raising something here. We just noticed some folks in Discord asking questions on P2P's dashboard, on the one that keeps track of the percentage of tokens that was on L2.
Yes.
I think they are using. Yeah, I'm not sure if we have P2P folks here. I think I saw some, but it sounds like the issue is that team is using the old subgraph deployment ID, which has a wrong information. It's not really tracking the latest. I guess that's it. But
I think it's just updated manually, Pedro.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's why there's a discrepancy.
Well, if we're talking about 50%, well, the percentage of rewards, yes, it is set manually, and about all the other data, we get it from the network subgraphs. But yes, as far as I know, the network subgraph was changed or not on some of the networks.
Yeah, so that the percentage of stake, the percentage of stake on each layer is the part that, if you switch to the latest version of the network subgraph, it will be more accurate. Because it currently says 14 point something, and I think
it's necessary to point out it's not the percentage of stake, but a percentage of allocated stake. There is a discrepancy between those two numbers also.
Ah, I see.
Yes, and we track the percentage of allocated stake.
That makes sense. We can dig in, because I think that 16.73% number is total stake, and maybe Pablo, you and I can go to data science and see there's this connect there, so we can filter back in.
Yes, there is really a bunch of unallocated stake. For example, even for our indexer right now, there's like 8 million of GRT is unallocated, but we have migrated those to Arbitrum. The issue was reported. Oh, okay. Let me see, Pablo. Oh, Pedro, sorry.
Sweet. Great to hear that there's been some clarifications. This is what the call is about. Yes. Would you like to speak that question? Nick?
It's on a different topic, though. I don't want to change topics. So is now the right time?
Does anyone else have any additional questions? Burning questions? We can always jump back to the topic, but if anyone has any burning questions, feel free to fire away.
To close the previous topic, I also want to mention the fact that when indexers migrate, well, not indexers, but delegators specifically migrate their stake, basically we have those tokens still allocated on L1, and for this instance, the allocated tokens on L1 are slightly bigger. That's why we see 14% against 16% discrepancy. Just wanted to notify this fact also. And yeah, that's it for the previous topic.
Awesome. It's always great to hear clarifications. Like, this is the best venue for all parties to come together and discuss and figure stuff out together. So good to hear. Awesome. Nick, you want to fire away?
Yeah. So with the launch of that Coinbase wallet quest, we've clearly seen a lot of delegators jumping in to Arbitrum. And because of that, it obfuscates a little bit of the transition of delegators. And some of these dashboards are super helpful. So shout out to all those that have those and use them. But can any indexer here, just out of a point of interest, talk about what they're seeing in terms of moving to L2 and then seeing delegators move over or shift their GRT with them? I mean, are you seeing a steady flow week over week? Are you seeing spikes based on promotional efforts, other type of factors? Just be curious to learn about that.
That's a great question. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Carl, for joining. It's been a pleasure.
Seeing some answers in the chat, which is interesting to read. Yeah, any indexers that can share some insights here, I think, to know. And as for doesn't know, I'm with the Graph Foundation team. Ways to activate delegators to make that. We've created FAQs, we've created videos, contemplating an email to our newsletter list, contemplating some messages in Discord directed directly at delegators, and we're open to suggestions. So ping me directly if you have an idea. I know my friend Josh over at Streaming Fast had an idea today that I'm chewing on a little bit and seeing what we can do, and would love to help and support the indexer community in this way. So please let me know.
I see a bunch of people typing, so I'm assuming they're going to respond to this.
Anton just posted about sleepy indexers, which I think is a going concern, right? So these are people that participated in the network a long time ago, delegated, and maybe stepped away for a while or got preoccupied. So that's an interesting phenomenon. I don't know how to deal with, but that will materialize more and more over time, I imagine.
I have a totally off-topic question for like DevOps people here. Let me know if it's a good time to ask that.
Yeah, seems like people are typing in the chat in response to Nick's question. If anyone wants to unmute the mic and speak to it, feel free to. If they have any burning, if anyone has any burning points, stuff like that. Otherwise, we'll hand the mic to Payne. Cool. Seems like people are going to continue to type in the chat and continue the conversation there. So yeah, Payne, feel free to fire away.
Yeah, so give me 1 second, please.
Sure thing.
Yeah, so like it's something weird happening with my prod environment, because every couple of days my DNS servers get reset to the default, which constantly dies. So I'm setting like Cloudflare in the DNS resolver in the Ubuntu settings, and then it gets set back to like default, which is weird. Anyone knows what's up with that?
Any hotshot DevOps people who can speak to that? I know there are some awesome DevOps people here. I see a few people typing, so I'm assuming they're going to respond there. That was a question for you, Payne, from Vince.
Yeah, so I'm using etc resolve.conf. I set that to like Cloudflare instead of the local 128.0.0.53. And yeah, it just resets every couple of days. For example, now it just resets back. It just reset back to the local DNS resolver, and yeah, like I switched back to Cloudflare, and now everything blew up. Like I could barely even log into my server. Well, mainly because it looks like I have like 900 CPU core load. For the lulz. Check the pick out. Like what the hell?
I see Matthew typing. I'm assuming he's going to respond to that. And Vince.
No, the HTTP events. Yeah, I'll just nuke systemd resolved, but hopefully that fixes the things that I'm seeing.
Alrighty, best of luck with that. Yeah, hopefully that works. But if not, I guess Matthew seems to have some insight here, so it's probably worth following up there. I want to point people's attention to the poll that Pedro he posted earlier, which I've just tagged here. Feel free to respond there, because it'd be great to get some insight to figure out the appetite for BSC. Cool. With that, do you want to? Is there any other follow-ups you want to do there, Payne and Matthew, before you move on?
Follow-ups on the BSC voting or the issue that I just had?
The issue that you just had. Just want to make sure that we.
It's fine, I guess. I'll just keep an eye out on it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. What is this in response to? Oh, is that in response to BSC, Matthew? Yeah, I guess, folks, any opinions? I know it's a high throughput chain, so yeah, it'd be interesting to hear people's perspectives. Cool. While people have a think about that, I want to move on to the next section. Bring it on. All right. Well, it's good to see that there is some support there, Matthew. That's yeah, encouraging to see. Fantastic. So next section is going to be something that we want to do more of. Something that has come up, it's kind of like a recurring theme, is indexers would like to have more insight into the progress of development of some of these some of the ecosystem tooling. So Packer, who works at Edge Node, had a fantastic idea of going through the repos, the project boards, and walking through what's being worked on, where the status is, etc., etc. So we have a project board that we want to go through today, and kind of test this format out, and if it's useful. And if it is, then we would love to do this more often to give you guys more insight into all that's happening on the core developer side. So Packer, if you're here, I can see you're here. Feel free to fire away. And if you want to share your screen as well, feel free to. You should be able to do that. If not, I can help you out there.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks, Abel. And I can't take credit for this idea. It was definitely kind of a collaborative thing that kind of happened in a brainstorming session. But I think we all want to just work more in public and kind of get feedback earlier on in the cycle of software development and just kind of be overall more collaborative with the community. And so, being said, I'm sharing a link to our project board. So I encourage you to take a look. Abel, would you mind sharing that on your screen, or would
yes,
you like?
Yes, sir. I'm happy to. Let me just give me a second to get set up. But yes, I will do that.
Awesome. And then Tiago's here to kind of discuss his current work on the indexer experience side of things, because I think that's pretty pertinent to you guys. And so I encourage Tiago to join us on stage.
Hey guys.
Awesome. Hey, what's up, Tiago?
What's up? I just need to check the screen sharing. I don't see the screen. Abel's
yes.
screen,
I haven't done it yet. I'm about to do it right now. Yeah. All right, let's give that a go. You guys should see Discord section right now. And now I'm going to go to the screen. Can you see my screen, guys? Give me a thumbs up.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to go mute myself very quickly, and I'll let Aka speak.
Will we see Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me just 1 second. Screen. There we go. Okay, you should see Discord section. Now I've moved over to the project board. Can you see the project board?
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, let me just mute myself.
All right. So this is the Indexer Experience GitHub issue board. We have been using it for a while, and we're still figuring out what was the best layout, what was the best flow for sorting out issues, prioritizing them, and discussing them. So it's been a while since Ford, Paca, and I have been using this board effectively. We have been using it effectively for the past month or so, but we're very proud of the shape it took. And I would just like we just wanted to let everyone be part of it. So all of our work is public to the Indexer community. You can check out what we have been working on next, and just make sure that every single input that we get from the Indexer community finds some way to this board. And I'll just go quickly through each of these columns. It's just a very basic Kanban board. And we have our inbox, which is just like everyday stuff that hasn't been triaged yet. We have bug reports, feature requests. And once we pick those, we put those cards on the to-do list. And that's when we kind of refine the requirements, the acceptance criteria, how we are going to roll it, and what's the strategy to solve each issue. And we usually tie the issue to a milestone. The Indexer components repo has milestones that we're trying to make it use milestones for version releases. And we currently have version 20.23 milestone. You might see, that's the cards we are currently on the to-do list. And once we start working on them, we move them to the in progress column. And this is like usually reflects what we're currently working on at this moment. So right now we are figuring out how to enable automatically resolving graph dependencies on the Indexer agent side. And besides that, we are also looking to implement the subgraph freshness check. This one is, I think that this one is already under review, so I'll just move it. So, yeah, and we have some block stuff as well. Usually when we don't have enough feedback from the original author that proposed the issue, or we don't have we're missing something, or maybe we are actually blocked by some other dependency or by some other task. We use the blocked column for it, and everything that's in review usually is going to ship on the next release. So, and the changes requested is when it's like a flow that a task goes when a reviewer asks for changes. And I think that after that, it's just moves to the done or merged or closed columns. So yeah, this is I think this is everything, and we were just wanted to share with the Indexer community how we are doing stuff. So to encourage you guys to send us feature requests, bug requests, and to watch closely what we're doing to and because that's what's coming next on the upcoming versions. And it's also an opportunity to be aware of what we're currently working on, and so you can participate, you can follow the issue discussions, the pull request changes, you can contribute. We would love to have more external contributors. If you know TypeScript, you're welcome to help us review PRs, help us maybe pick some easy issues. We have some good first issues there too. It's really like this is like an invitation, so everyone can participate on the code and the code discussions. And and of course, we are always open for feedback about this Kanban board itself. So we can always improve things, right? Yeah, so I think this is it. Paca, do you want to add something?
Tiago, you did great. So I don't have anything really to add to that, but yeah, I just echo, this is an invitation. We'd love more collaboration with you. And so hopefully this helps make it easier for you all, but let us know. And we really encourage feedback. So let me know if you need help adding an issue or want help creating one. I'm a resource for that. So just DM me and let's build some great software together.
Fantastic. So do folks have any questions in relation to what we just spoke about? Any updates people want on what's being developed on that specific project board? Have a look. And yes, please let us know if this is useful, because we, as Paca and Tiago has said, we want to shine a light on what's being built and kind of have this open invitation to not only have a good understanding of what's going on, but also potentially contribute yourself as well. That'd be awesome. URL for the project board, that's been pasted already, but I will paste it again here. There we go. Oh yeah, awesome. Paca's already on it. Sweet. All right. I had my screen shared the entire time, so I wasn't following the chat. Let's see.
You're still sharing, just so you know, Abel. We see your Discord.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, how can we vote on issues? Oh, that's a good one. That would be great to have input. Is there an ability to vote on issues as someone looking at the board? Let's see.
Definitely looking at the board. I mean, I don't think that there's an official voting functionality in GitHub projects, but I'd say if you use an emoji, like a plus emoji or something, I'd say don't just like spam the board with the bot, and then we'll have to lock it down. But yeah, just like react to the issue, and should like we're looking at the board, so we'll see if there's a lot of engagement. We'll definitely prioritize things.
Yeah, maybe like a universal thumbs up or like a tick sign could be something to like signify that this is an upvote. That would be great. Yeah, and I could have sworn there was maybe I'm hallucinating, but I could have sworn there was the ability to upvote. Yeah, I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I'll look into that. But I could have sworn there was an open source project where I was looking at their project board and you could upvote. But yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, but I think for now, let's just stick to a thumbs up. I think that's a universal +1. Is that something we need to enable, Packer or Jago, like the ability to react on the board? Let me have a look.
Probably have to open the issue and specifically react to that, because that's where I guess the reaction data is stored or attached to. I don't think that the project view lets you do that. You'll have to like click the issue and have it preview, and then you should see the emoji, I think.
Good to hear, Alex. And yeah, I think that makes sense to react to issues there. Good to hear people already giving a thumbs up. Did you just react, Steak Machine, or has this been the case for a while? Okay. And can you link the issue? And yes, thumbsing is a new word. That's hilarious. Got it. Yeah, well, let's try and get that visibility on that, because yeah, want to make sure that you're being heard there. Cool. Yeah, we can get that sorted for you. How many reactions? Yeah, how many reactions on it? I don't know. Are there a lot? 2 reactions. Oh, you found it. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thanks for sharing. All right. Yeah. I see Steak Machine typing still. So I don't think. So obviously the reactions. Yeah, we'll get back to you on that metric. But yeah, so obviously, if we want to run a product process that's a bit more nuanced than that. But it does go some way to kind of show that this is something, like there's a lot of people putting a thumbs up or thumbs upping as the new word, then obviously that's an indication that there's something that indexers want to see. But obviously there's a lot more that goes into feature development than just that. But continue to thumbs up. It is a very important metric. But yeah, of course, as Ford said, no promises. Already 3 reactions, great. Yeah, this is also for anyone who has issues out there that are yet to be turned into features or addressed. Indexer Office Hours is a great way to get support for your issue, as Steak Machine has so wisely done. He's getting some eyeballs on his issue, and hopefully, it gets higher up the list for that. Let's see. We find a balance point between hundreds of necessary engagement. Yes, true. Yeah, we trust you guys as a community to not spam, right? Like emoji away. Yeah. I'm sure people will be wise about that. If you have any issues, please come and complain to me. Cool. Yeah, Packer, thank you for making yourself available. Famous last words. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know people love to troll, but guys, please don't spam us. there's a lot of trust in the hands of the community. And I hope these aren't famous last words. That's funny. That's really funny. Okay, we got. Let's see. Is this one that you proposed, Payne? Oh, this is one that Chris proposed 2 weeks ago. Let's see how many reactions do we have on it.
Not reaction, but like a dozen comments.
Yeah, this is quite extensive. I mean, I haven't gone into detail. I've just seen the issue now, but I'm assuming because there's so much activity there, it's on the radar. Yeah, soon PM.
I just set a cron tab to restart my index nodes every 15 minutes. It is that bad.
Oh, really? For this particular issue?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for flagging. That seems quite high up on the list in terms of priority. Yeah, I'm gonna Ford and Pack are here on the call, and I'm assuming they're and Thiago as well. So I'm assuming they'll be onto that pretty soon. But yeah, that does sound important. That does sound important. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Matthew. Cool. Well, I see a few people typing. I'll let people continue. But I also take this opportunity to say thank you, everyone, for joining today's Index for Office Hours. It's been an absolute pleasure. This has been a very engaging conversation, various topics. I hope you guys found it useful. And yeah, I love doing this, and it's great to see you all. And we look forward to having you all again for next week. And as always, if folks want to stick around and vibe and chat, that's always welcome. The end of me doing this official Index or Office Hours doesn't mean it's done for today, but obviously no pressure to stick around as well. Wonderful. Thank you all, and we'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.